Elden Ring Tarnished Edition just dropped, and as per usual, FromSoft has over-delivered with their DLC. Not only can you now play the game from the comfort of your bed on the Switch 2, but we got new Torrent skins, 2 new starting classes, and surprisingly 6 total new weapons. And naturally, like you, I immediately wanted to know if those new weapons were any good. So today I'm going to play through Elden Ring using only the new Tarnished Edition weapons. There's a chance this is my new favorite Greatsword. This weapon is nuts. It does so much damage. Big thanks to Bandai Namco for sponsoring this video. Let's jump right into it. Starting off, I have a decision to make before I even officially start the game. Which new starting class to use? First, we have the Heavy Knight, an endurance-focused class that starts with great armor in the Hefty Scimitar. Then we have the Itis Knight, a very balanced physical class that starts with a new light Greatsword. I prefer the balanced stats personally, so we lock it in and are on our way. Before we can use any of the cool new stuff, we still need to do the classic item gathering to start a run. Namely, we grab Torrent and a new wife, then run over to Mistwood to get the Physic Flask, as well as the Charge Tier and Talisman before getting our first Dectus half. Then we quick dip into Detroit for the second Dectus half. Now I need to make my way to Altus, but along the way I can show you the location of our first new weapon, the Itis Sword. Yes, I know we started with this one, but if we didn't, it would be located here, sort of southeast of Laskiar Ruins. Now, you can also find it if you want it. With that, we can officially head up the Dectus lift to get the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 2, and then head back to Liurnia to beat up the Blue Man for Bell Bearing 1. Kinda weird to do those out of order, but I'm just excited to upgrade my sword and test it out, which we have now done, so let's see how it looks. Alright, gentlemen, we have our first new weapon, which will be the Itis Sword. At +6, since we're at Margit, I didn't want to like way over level it. I really want to see how good it is. But this is a light Greatsword, which normally you can only get in the DLC, so using it on Margit's going to be weird. We got Axe Talisman, Spike Tier, Green Spell Tier. I think this is going to be best with charge attacks. I really like the charge attacks on these weapons generally. We have not leveled up yet, so Margit could be a problem. Oh, drink. The pokes are good. Get out of that corner, brother. Alright, we strafe. How's the charge attack look? Pretty good. Got a little unlucky there with the move selection. Boom. Boom. That's charge attack if I've ever seen one. Yeah. Impaling thrust. Yeah. I really thought he was going to try and knife me again right there. How are we doing, twin? That's a strafe. Okay. I mean, so far feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you, gentlemen. Barely got out of that. In! Charge attack. Charge attack. There it is. Bait out the strafe attacks, dude. You let him swing at you on those. Oh. Oh! I wasn't using the combos enough. Holy. I always forget the moveset with these is like, if you switch between light attacks and heavy attacks, it doesn't really matter. They kind of follow up with each other. Jeebus. That was gross. Alright, the first weapon looks decent, and now that I've killed something, I can finally level up into a bit of Vig and Strength and a little more Dex. Up next, I'm breaking into Stormveil. Partially for Godric, but more importantly, to get the Iron Wet Blade to attune weapons to heavy, keen, or quality damage types, which will be relevant later. Killing Margit also got me another talisman pouch, so to fill that slot, I head into a random cave in Liurnia, where the most directionally challenged Cleanrot Knight of all time lies in wait. Impaling Thrust does a lot of work here, and beating the boss gets me the Winged Sword insignia for up to a 10% damage buff with multi-hits. With that, I'm ready to give the Itis Sword another try with a bit of a better setup. Alright, gentlemen. We have made our way through Stormveil and got a couple good items here. We got our Itis Sword up to +12 to get a chance at using it at its full potential here. Got the Axe Talisman for charge attacks and then Winged Sword insignia for all the follow-ups after the charge attacks. I think we can get that going pretty easy. And then Spike Tier again. I think with Winged Sword insignia, this weapon should be a touch better. Especially since it's a starting weapon and like this is all stuff we can get really early game. I am pretty curious to see how good this build actually is. All right, what do you got for me, Godrico? Starting there. All right. Bang, 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 bang. Oof. Barely got out of there, but that damage is really good for like the initial phase here. Nice. There's the face transition. We'll probably try to keep Winged Sword Insignia up right here just by hitting him a bit. Alright. Get close. I can't let you get close to me. Oh my god. Yo, this thing's gross. Damn. This... I'm gonna have to play with it more, but I think this is a contender for like best starting weapon outside of obviously Uchi Katana with bleed. This thing seems pretty insane. I mean, like greatswords are in general, and I've never used them early game, so it kind of makes sense. I like the Itis Sword a lot. It's really, really good. That's honestly a great start to this run, so let's go try another one of the new weapons. Back over in Mistwood, just north of Fort Height, there's this merchant just kind of chilling in the forest. Turns out this guy just has the Hefty Scimitar, which is a curved greatsword, and we just buy it. Ooh, very fancy. I also grab Wild Strike since that tends to be a great Ash of War for our next boss, Radon. The only issue is, after upgrading the Scimitar, I have no runes to level myself. So we're gonna quick kill Grandma Grail. First, I get Bloody Slash and then realize there is a critical component I have missed. Horse armor. Gentlemen, if you just take a right down the hallway right after Godric, you can find the earliest Torrent armor, which is a Tree Sentinel variation. Horse armor can just be equipped at Sites of Grace. With that, we can officially ride our now armored steed into battle against Elden Ring's biggest dragon. And by that, I mean just whack a leg for 10 minutes to get 70,000 runes. Beautiful. Those levels go straight into Vig and Strength, so I can take a hit from Daniel, and now I'm ready to go. We are back again with the other starting weapon that you can get, as you saw from Mistwood Merchant. The Heavy Scimitar has good scaling with heavy and keen, which is interesting. So we went heavy because I got a little more strength. We're keeping the Axe Talisman, Winged Sword Insignia, and Spiked tier. We're also putting Wild Strikes on it, because Wild Strikes is just a really good Ash of War on curved great swords and great hammers and that type of stuff, so we'll see how it does here. I'm used to doing Radon without status, or with status effects, so this may be a little odd for me. Oh. You got me. Nice. Oh, that hit. Armor's doing a lot of work here. Let's see how the charge attack looks. Actually looks really good. Dodge. Dodge. Dodge again. Get to the front. Dang it. Almost. Good poise damage. Alright, phase 2, well under half health here. Behind him. Get Winged Sword active. Charge attack. Boom. Tough trade. Hit him! Bang! Oh! Ah, I missed the riposte. Actually really good. I mean, it's still a curved greatsword, which is not my favorite weapon class, but infusible, has good scaling, feels pretty good right there. You'd probably be better off with like Bloodhound's Fang still, but I mean, that's one of the most broken weapons in the game. You'd probably have less base damage. I like this. Not as much as Itis Sword. If there's a tier list, this is below Itis Sword so far, but still good. That went better than I thought it would. Anyways, now I can level a little more strength and vig before tragically murdering Jarfriend for the Warrior Jar Shard to buff Ashes of War. I also get the 3rd Talisman pouch from Round Table Hold, and now we can go get our next weapon, Leontiel's Greatsword. Located over here by all the large pillars in Radahn's arena is an invasion. Leon himself runs from the dunes, and he's actually a really beefy NPC. Definitely come over here with a lot of vig or Vike's War Spear to make your life easier. Oh! Dude. He's such a dodgy bitch, dude. Stop. Thank you. Once killed, he drops his armor set and sword. The armor is absolutely sick, but the sword one-ups it. This is a great sword with an almost entirely pierced moveset, and the Ash of War is a crazy stance attack, where you hold out a red flag, then dodge around and land a big hit. Very Matador coded. This sword is mainly a dex weapon, so I go to get the dex tier to wield it. I also have to grab a Somber 5 in Detroit and fight the Rock Dog for a Somber 6 to get this weapon to the current max level I can attain on it. Since the Ash of War appears to have a charged version, I quickly give it a little pre-test on Godfroy, and it feels really nice. The moveset's so good. It's insane. Oh my god, dude. This might actually be my new favorite weapon. This thing's crazy. Could just be Godfroy, though. We're gonna have to temper expectations. Let's go test it on a real boss. Once I have the Godfrey icon, though, I think I have a full build for it. So I quickly grab some new horse armor to Aura Max, located here in the Altus Plateau, and head off to test this out on the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Alright, gentlemen. Up next is Draconic Horse Girl. We're going to try out Leontiel's Greatsword, which is super sick. We're going to go Axe Talisman, Godfrey Icon, Warrior Jar Shard, because it seems like the skill is charged, as well as Spike Tier and Dex Tier to wield it. If I had Rolana's Cameo, I'd use that, but that is very far away. And I am just trying to test out all these weapons. So we drink. I do want to see if, how much damage exactly. Oh. It has a follow-up? So it's charge, follow-up. Holy. Damn, bro. This shit's busted. Oh, didn't dodge. Okay. I don't know if this can dodge AoE like that. No? Okay. I mean, still insane start. When you can hit that skill, it's pretty busted. Run away. Oh. He's kind of getting after me. Another part I like about this weapon is the R2 being a poke, dude. Shit's so nice. It's a whole moveset pierce, actually? I think it might be. Certainly looks like it. No. Not the whole moveset, but most of it. Charge attack? God. There's a chance this is my new favorite Greatsword. Because there's also iframes in here, and it gets you so far out of the way. At least I think there's iframes. It felt like it on Godfrey. I don't know, this is for sure the best of the 3 weapons we've used so far. And I mean, I'm sure there'll be a ton of build videos coming out the day this drops, but there's so much you could do with this thing. Yeah, that is already a top 10 weapon in the game for me. That's so fun. Moving on, we need to start Corrin's questline as another weapon, the Golden Order Flail, is now hidden inside of it. So we go find Gold Mask, tell Corrin where he's at, then meet them together back in the same place. From here, they move into Capital, and to progress the quest, we need to kill Godfrey. To do that, we need to set up a build for our next weapon, the Reverse Blades, a new backhand blade. To do that, I get the Sanctified Wet Blade to make lightning-attuned weapons, then go and clap up Sweet Gillica's cheeks to get Ritual Sword for a 10% damage buff at full health. Right near here, I can run into Wyndham Catacombs and get the Lightning Scorpion Charm for a 12% damage buff to lightning in exchange for a 10% debuff to my defense. With all that, I can acquire the Reverse Blades, which are actually just at the Twin Maidens and Round Table, so super easy to access. I also decided it's probably smart to kill the Erdtree Avatar in North Liurnia for the Lightning tier. Might as well fully commit to the build, I guess. And let's see how they do on Goldfree. Up next is Goldfree. He's weak to lightning, and we haven't used the reverse bladed sword yet, which is a backhand blade. So we're gonna put lightning on those, get the dex scaling up a little bit. Gonna rock Ritual Sword, Wing Sword Insignia, Lightning Scorpion, and then Lightning Tier, Dex Tier. I don't know exactly how good this is gonna be. Backhand blades are really, really good with super late game builds. I've never used backhand blades this early in the game. This is like mid game, but normally you're looking for a little more multi-hit stuff with them. I say that like I'm not annihilating him actually. Hold on. Oh, that hits. I can't be too greedy, which sucks. I mean, they're pretty obscene. I had to lock in a little bit, but that's kind of ridiculous. They're what, plus 12? Where would I rank those? That's really not with a great build either on them. They're probably with the Itis Sword, Hefty Scimitar, Reverse Blade Swords are all like really good. Leontiel's still top 1. This thing's insane. With the yellow ghost down, I can grab the Golden Order Principia from the top of the arena in this hanging chair. This book has Law of Regression, which I need to progress the quest. Only issue is it costs 37 int, so we need to kill Renala and respec. Let's go get a new weapon for that. Located just outside of Fort Faroth, on top of this big skull thingy, we can easily find a body with the Reed Great Katana on it. This might be the weapon I'm most excited about, as the Great Katana class is one of my favorites, and you can pick this one up without killing a single boss. With our new Annihilator in hand, we just have to grab the key to Hogwarts, and before I know it, I'm outside of the Red Wolf and ready to try it out. Alright, we made it into Raya Lucaria. We need a respec to get Law of Aggression online so we can get the flail weapon. But first, on Red Wolf and Renala, we can test out Reed Great Katana, which is another DLC exclusive weapon class that you can get super early. It's right by Fort Faroth, which is insane. We got Ritual Sword, Wing Sword, Axe Talisman, Warrior Jar Shard, as well as Dex Tier and Spiked Tier. I think we'll just use this build and this weapon on Red Wolf and Renala back to back and see how it does between the two. What are we doing, man? Work with me here. You know, I said that, and then he just gave me... Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I mean... Dude, Great Katanas are so broken. Oh, my God. Same build as last time. Let's see how we can do. Probably want to start with a charge attack, then spam the fast attacks. The crouch attacks on Great Katanas are insane. There's the bleed. Yep, that's a 1 cycle. It is plus 12, but still pretty insane. Alright, get in here. Free jump attack. Ouch. Damage looks good. Alright, lock in. Lock in. Jesus. Just run her down, I guess. Oh, that's insane. Because you could have this plus 12 pretty reasonably right here. We're coming back to it, but that's super reasonable weapon level. I mean, it's a great katana. It should have been expected, but this is definitely a tier above everything else. Probably a tier above Leontiels too, sadly. I like Leontiels more, but with status effects and how great katanas work, this is just by far the best weapon. This might even be the best weapon in base game before you, like, get to Altis. You could go get this as your starting weapon. Just run to Fort Faroth, and, like, it would be insane. The only thing I need now is a larval tier. So I quickly run into the Radon hole and face off with my evil Twinithy to snag a couple of those. Larval tiers in hand, I head to Renala and quick respec to use Law of Regression. I take this over to a statue just under the Godfrey arena and cast. Normally, this used to just change the statue, but now it also summons an invader. This guy's also pretty tough, so once again, make sure you're buffed up to fight him. But once you kill him, you get a really cool armor set, as well as the Golden Order Flail. The Ash of War on this is very unique, as you first cast it to get a Law of Causality-esque buff, and after take some damage, you cast it again to do an AoE attack. This attack is buffed based on how much damage you took, and is overall super unique. To maximize its abilities, I kill Anastasia with the Sacred Scorpion Charm, then get the Somber 6, 7, 8, and 9 I need to max it out before preparing to square up with Morgott. This is one of my more bold plans, taking the Holy Weapon against a Holy Resistant boss, but we'll see how it plays out. We have the new Golden Order Flail. We have Ritual Sword, Wing Sword, because flails are kind of spam attack weapons. Sacred Scorpion Charm to up the holy damage. It's mainly holy damage. Warrior Jar Shard to buff the skill, then Holy Tier and Spike Tier, because maybe he gives me a charge attack window. Not normal for a flail. They have insanely long charge attacks. This is probably the weapon I'm least hopeful for, but I really want it to surprise me. Okay, that's not insane. See how the actual damage just is on the weapon itself. Might as well just have this teed up. Okay, it kind of has this forward motion to it. Ash of War is interesting. Didn't get it off. Get him into phase 2. Oh, my least favorite attack. And the Holy Weapon, not exceptional here. Definitely serviceable, though. Which on a boss with 40 Holy Resist says a lot. I'm gonna let him hit me. Alright, the Ash of War should be good now. Let's see. It's alright. Kind of got the holy weapon issue of being a holy weapon. Try to get a charge attack. Last heal. Let's try not to throw. There it is. All right. Not super impressed. I mean, it has the holy weapon problem. It's pretty bad at a lot of the game. I imagine it's pretty good against like PK or Deathbirds and stuff, though. It's still holy damage. So not going to be good for the late game mainline bosses, which is kind of what you have after you get it. I'm not unimpressed, because Morgott is very holy resistant, and we did like okay damage. I would still probably say of all the weapons we've used, this one is the worst. Very interesting and cool Ash of War, though. Ash of War is really cool. Just not great to use, I don't think. It's a pretty cool weapon. For sure not optimal in that fight, though. Moving on, I can now get into Mountaintops where I acquire the Smithing Bell Bearing 3, as well as its somber counterpart. I make it all the way to Fire Giant before deciding I want to do one more thing with the flail before I switch out of it. Alright, I do want to give this a test before I get out of here. Alright, so we have the exact same build we had at Morgott. I just want to see what the damage on this Ash of War looks like. Yeah, keep hitting me. Oh. Okay, yeah. It's a Limgrave enemy, but still. Alright, perhaps I judged you too harshly, Flail. You're kinda cool. Yep, the Flail is busted on Holy Week enemies. Now we all know. Since there are almost none of those left in my path though, I head back to Renala for another respec, this time mainly into Dex, for our next boss, the Fire Giant. Alright boys, we've arrived at Fire Giant, who's kind of a mountain of a boss, both physically and like, because he kind of is a lot harder than everything else up to this point. We have a Keen Reed Great Katana with Wild Strikes, which should be pretty good, a lot of damage. Ritual Sword, Wing Sword, Axe Talisman Warrior Jar Shard, so we can buff all our types of attacks and 10% default. Then Dex tier, Spiked tier. I think we've done a pretty good job of not using crazy busted OP builds. We could Frost Great Katana here with Wild Strikes and like, I'm sure it would be insane. I kind of want to see how the weapons are like on their own merits, without all the insane stuff you can do with buffing routines or Frost Bleed or any of that. And like, I mean, that's pretty good for just like a default weapon right there. Trying to keep the bleed up. Getting a bleed here would be super nice. Get out of there. There's the phase transition. Beautiful. Gotta vibe out the hand. It's gonna be like right here. I feel it. And I'll run away from this. See how phase 2 goes. Oh, we're just gonna do this off rip, huh? Fair enough. Trick the balls. See if we can't get him to turn over to us. Hit the head. Maybe he'll move to a better spot where he's not quite so annoying. Nice. We're getting yellow damage. Fire Giant's always slow, but this is not terrible. Ooh. Hello? What are we doing, man? I don't know why he stumbled, but we'll take the headshot. I think I've seen this move in a while. Very rarely have him do it twice. Hit me. Nice. Alright, Wild Strike's clutch at the end. For a non-max weapon, not double status effect, like all the usual BS you see on Fire Giant, it went really well. It's very rare I come in here with not a max level weapon, because he's such a pain in the butt. But that wasn't that bad at all. I'm not gonna lie, gentlemen, I'm thinking the Great Katana is the best weapon. Shocking no one. Yeah, that was a good Fire Giant kill, all things considered. And now we can grab more health and dex levels before heading off to Farum. I finished my run through here and head back to Limgrave for sleep pots and to upgrade Leontiel's sword. This is one of the hardest boss fights for sure, and I think a good way to measure how good a weapon actually is to see if it can possibly script the duo after they're slept. Let's find out with this one. Okay, we're back again. This time we got Leontiels. Dude, I'm never going to be able to pronounce this. Leontiel's Greatsword +9. A lot more raw damage than the Great Katana here with our dex scaling. I'm at 46 dex. Got Ritual Sword, Godfrey Icon, Axe Talisman, Warrior Jar Shard, well as Spike tier, Dex tier, and the Sleep Pots. And my goal is to sleep the duo and see exactly what the damage looks like with this Ash of War and charge attacks. This weapon has a lot of raw damage. I wouldn't be shocked if it is, capable of scripting them, which would be super, super dope. Come on. Jump. Jump. Do the jump. Jump. We're gonna kill Skinny first. The way I want to do this, get this out, and do a charged one. And a charge attack. Oh yeah, that's scripted. We'll do it to him. Dude. Okay, this thing is nuts. Oh, he got out of it. Alright, we actually have to fight. Devastating. Bang. And then this should do it. Had he slept, this was GG's. Boom. Dude. This weapon is nuts. It does so much damage. I'm in love with it. This one, I don't think is the actual best. I think it's Great Katana, but it's my favorite. Alright, Leontiels might be a top 5 weapon for me. It's just so cool, dude. I want to try the Hefty Scimitar again, and it looks like it's primarily a strength weapon. So after another quick respec at Rennala, I have it ready to be heavy attuned. And in the spirit of a good strength build, I make another pit stop in Detroit to get Craigblade, and now we can see how the Scimitar is at a higher level. Gentlemen, the furry's up next. We've made a hefty, heavy Scimitar with Craigblade. I think it's the highest physical damage number we've seen so far on a weapon. It looks pretty good. Seems like a good strength weapon. We're gonna go Ritual Sword, Wing Sword, Axe Talisman, Ritual Shield, because there's nothing to fill that last spot. Maybe spam R1s, hopefully charge attacks, I also have Spike Tier. We're just gonna go in and see the damage with the heavy Scimitar. It does seem like that's what it's meant to be. Drink. Get the Craigblade going. What you got for me, twin? I hate this move. Nice. There we go. Odd comboing. 1006. It's pretty good. Keep the pressure up. Oh, you sneaky furball. No stagger for me. Back up. Run in. One. Oh. That was really nice. Ouch. Alright, what do you got for me, twin? Ah! Boom. Wow, that was actually very smooth. I think we got a little lucky with that poise break in phase 2, but felt very good. It's not like we have crazy buffs either. Well, damn. So far, every weapon has looked really good, and we're on to the last line of bosses. I make one last respec before we take them on into a dex-focused build, as most of these new weapons lean into the Dexy playstyle. And now, I'll shut up and let Past Ratty lead us through the final charge. We got Gideon up next. I don't think we have anything that'll actually straight one-shot him without getting a bunch of buffing, which is not what I want to do. I want to try to fight the bosses. So we're going Craigblade, Keen Itis Sword. I think it's fast enough to maintain the poke you need on him. We got Ritual Shield, Axe Talisman, which we'll use at the start. That'll be our first attack. Then Wing Sword, Ritual Sword will be most of our damage buffing. Spike Tier, Dex Tier should give us a little more damage. But he's about to start yapping, and we don't got to worry about that. You just keep on keeping on, old buddy. And before the Elden Ring, to become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs.
I commend your spirit, but alas, shall take the throne. America's high hopes for us.
Oh, got a backstab. That's unusual. All right. That sucks. That sucks even more. All right, now we gotta wait. Once he gets a cast like this off, you kind of gotta rage. Run. Right, we did good damage. Yeah, fighting Gideon is an entire mess. Boom. Got her done though. You know, I could have had a light greatsword here before, but I don't ever think I have. Pretty good Gideon weapon because you get that poke. And it has some range on it. And it's fast enough to stop the spell casting. Which is what I suspected. But it's nice to be right. See you, Gideon. Rest in peace, man. I don't miss you. Alrighty, boys. We're heading up to the second to last boss. We're going to give the reverse bladed swords another try with lightning. Backhand blades in general are just really good with lightning. And I kind of feel the same way about these ones. He's also weak to lightning. Naturally, lightning scorpion, lightning tier, dex tier to buff damage. Ritual sword, wing sword, multi-hit attack, full health. Then axe talisman's here, man. You never know. There could be a charge attack. Don't mind these. Okay, 918 off of 1 is pretty good. 944. Like 1,000. I mean, the damage is actually... That's unfortunate. Don't you dare hit me. Unlucky. Oh, is that 2 hits? It is. That kind of changes things, does it not? Jump attack's really good here, it turns out. What are we doing? Just not ready for that. There's our phase transition. Little ring around the rosy. Nice, great start. It's pretty low health on Hoarah Loux starting the fight officially now. Oh, I would have loved to have finished it right there. We'll finish it right here. Nice. Phase 2 felt insane. Phase 1 was a little slower than I'd hoped, but Phase 2 was nuts. I mean, these are backhand blades. Kind of same boat as a Great Katana, just a better weapon than most weapon types. We'll do the ranking at the end, but I think the backhand blades just climbed up a little bit. And level up here a touch. Get some dex and vig. And now we have Radabeast. And I mean, we've used everything twice besides the flail, but the flail's a little bit more of a niche weapon. We saw it's good against holy weak enemies, and it's otherwise going to be not great. We're just going to go ahead and use our favorite weapon. Leontiels is clearly the coolest weapon here. Tarnished Edition is worth it just to buy this weapon. I would pay fucking $20 just to be able to use this. We got Ritual Sword, Warrior Jar Shard, Axe Talisman, Godfrey Icon, Spike tier, Dex tier, make the Ashen War and the charge attack good, and probably profit. I don't know. We'll see. Boom. God, I love that Ashen War. And he just gives me a free charge attack too. What a doll. Keep the stance built up. Dude. Is he still gonna go for his phase transition right here? Dang. Hold on. It's actually pretty gross. That sucks. It was gross until I started throwing. Ah! Very nice. All right. This is going to be 3. Let's get Ritual Shield back. Let's not worry about blues. All right, we're good to go. Get in there. Charge. Heavy. Run behind him. Lovely. Damn, that is very good damage. Oh. Dude. This weapon's crazy. Yeah, that's an insane opener right there. Oh my god. I mean, now he's gonna stall, but the start was beautiful. Hold on, we gotta run under the hand. Then kind of run away right here. Drink of red. Kind of worth it to trade right there. I'm actually not too mad about that. That's hitting. I can't do anything about that. I haven't seen waves of gold in so long, dude. I forgot that attack is so impossible to dodge. Nice. The staller is doing his job, I tell you what. 1, 2, 3. Start swinging again. Come on. Good boy. Oh! Dude. It's so sick. Oh my god. I love this weapon. It's so cool. Gentlemen, just buy it and use only this weapon. Do a whole playthrough with Leontiels. You're gonna love it. It's sick. Alright, before we get out of here, let's do a quick ranking. Leontiels, goated. S tier, #1 weapon. I think Godfrey Icon's working with it. I'm not sure. I'm sure Warrior Jar Shard is. But Rolana's cameo would definitely work with it, which is a pretty big damage buff. It seems to have pretty high base damage. Not the highest. BD, dex strength isn't great, but like, it has aura. Best weapon. Second place, read Great Katana. You can get it before you fight a single enemy, and like, it's a Great Katana in the base game. It's insane. Next, I think I would go Lightning Reverse Bladed Sword. You'd have to get a multi-hit build together, but like backhand blades are really good. If you don't have that, they're not great, as we saw early on. Up next, I think Itis Sword. I prefer a little bit to Hefty Scimitar. I do like this more than most curved greatswords. The damage felt better. Wasn't like too weird to use. I liked it a lot, but I think Itis Sword edges it out. Like pierce damage, fast attack. Like, it's kind of just like greatswords are better than curved greatswords. Then we'll probably go Hefty Scimitar. And like, these are all totally great weapons. Like this ranking is very close. And then tragically last place, I think, is Golden Order Flail. This weapon is maybe the coolest. I think like in terms of effectiveness is kind of how I'm ranking these. We're going Aura. This is second place behind Leontiels. Like, the Ash of War is a really cool idea. I like it a lot. It's not how I like to play, but I think it's really cool. It nuked the Deathbird. I'm sure we'll see some sickos in the community using this Ash of War to one-shot holy weak bosses. Torrent skins, also goated. New armor sets, look pretty good. I'm a fan. Let's finish her up. And that's it. That's all the new weapons in Tarnished Edition, and they are great. Let me know in the comments which ones you're most excited to use. And until next time, be good, be kind. Adios.